Tonight, we got mad. What if Westbrook betrayed KD instead?
We all know about Kevin Durant.
I want to say KD betrayed Westbrook. I want to say that. I just say KD just went to a different team and the Thunder had to rebuild. Whoop-de-doo!
Durant's controversial move to the Golden State Warriors, ditching Russell Westbrook and the Thunder.
As these former star teammates jawing at each other.
But what if the two switched places? Meaning Westbrook would be joining the Warriors to pair up with the Splash Bros, leaving KD to fight for himself in OKC. It's going to look different, but Golden State definitely has a super team on its hands. Of course, led by the athleticism of Russ and the shooting of Steph. But in time, we'd start to see the first major change to history, because while in real life, he actually falls short with the Warriors. But it might be worth it since he's helping them win a ridiculous 68 games on the season, which didn't go well with a lot of people.
Well, I'm viewing it as the weakest move I've ever seen from a superstar.
It goes without saying that there's 29 other fan bases that want to see Russ lose. Unfortunately for them though, the playoffs would go pretty well at first, with Russ helping the team to wins against Portland and Utah in the first few rounds. But in the conference finals, he'd be going up against his former teammate James Harden, who'd easily be putting up the best fight the Warriors have seen, stepping back and Euro-stepping his way to a 2-1 lead. For the first time, the Warriors feel beatable, and if they lose, the blame's guaranteed to fall on Russ. Obviously, if they lose, that is a major downgrade from real life. Obviously, they won the chip back then. So with his legacy already on the line, a bunch of pressure on his shoulders, and someone hate watching from Oklahoma City, Russ would go out
We said hate watching.
Destroy the Rockets in the next few games. And
Oh, it took them to 7. They won though.
He would be
okay.
taking care of them pretty convincingly, keeping history the same by helping the Warriors advance to the finals.
Russ got a ring.
Oh no, you don't. Because somehow instead of meeting the Cavs, they'd find themselves up.
Isaiah Thomas made the finals
Against the Celtics, led by Isaiah Thomas, who's 6 inches shorter than Russ. And that would ultimately be their downfall, as while IT's a fantastic player, Russ clearly has the advantage. And when you combine that with the shooting of the Splash Bros, this one was over quick.
They swept them.
Warriors would sweep the series.
Russ got a ring.
His first NBA title after almost a decade in the league.
Man, thank you.
Planned for the Warriors so far. But for Russ, it turns out his move to the Bay would be even better than expected, as he would be the one taking
Draymond will not curse out Russ the way he cursed out KD though.
Home the Finals MVP after averaging nearly a triple-double throughout the finals. It's safe to say his time with the team has gotten off to a fantastic start.
Bro, Draymond be scared to curse out Russell Westbrook, bro.
But it's not lasting forever. Because Russ isn't just replacing KD's spot on the Warriors, he's replacing KD's spot in history.
Whoa! I thought it was just the Warriors!
He'll be leaving in 2 seasons to join the Nets and eventually the Suns, with the goal being to see if he can win more titles than KD has in real life. But for now, Russ is entering his 2nd season with the team, and while he's not averaging a triple-double, he's getting really close with 27, 11, and 8. The only real issue is that the team would slide down to the 2nd seed, but the first few rounds of the playoffs still went smoothly, as Russ and Steph are easily the best duo in the league. However, for the conference finals, they'd be up against the 2nd, that being the duo of KD and PG out in OKC. It's safe to say the Thunder crowd still haven't forgiven Russ for his move out west, but ultimately, it didn't matter, as Russ would take 3 of the first 4 to take a 3-1 lead, making him 1 game away from sending his former team home to finally play against LeBron in the finals. But a motivated KD who still has no chips, along with Paul George, aren't going down so easily, as they take Game 5 and Game 6 in convincing fashion to force the series to a decisive Game 7. And they're about to blow it. They're actually about to blow it, going to Game 7. Which means for a 2nd straight time, Russ's legacy is on the line. And this time it might be even worse, because he's on the brink of blowing a 3-1 lead to his former team. But as soon as the game tipped off, the Warriors would show everyone why they're a dynasty. As it's not just Russ who's dominating,
I thought they lost. I thought they lost.
Who are playing at a high level, ultimately sending the Thunder home despite a really good effort. That's 2 straight Game 7s.
Man, you scared me there, man. You scared me.
Straight Game 7 wins to go to the finals for the Warriors, which means they'd be heading to Cleveland to challenge LeBron for the title. And
a lot of people don't know.
Maybe sounds about growth. Okay, I know you had your own growth. Okay.
2023 is not.
While he would be the best player in the series, taking the first 2 games, his supporting cast is kind of questionable, giving the Warriors the opportunity to come back and take the next 3. However, the series is far from over, as we're witnessing an all-time carry job from LeBron, because while Russ and the Warriors are playing well, he can potentially force Game 7, as ultimately we'd have a tie game with less than 1 minute left. Unfortunately for him though, Russ has the ball and his 2nd title in his sights, but if the Cavs can come up with a stop, they could potentially force Game 7. He has the ball, they give it to him at the end of the game.
His college teammate on Kevin Love. He made a shot on his college teammate, Kevin Love.
7. He has the ball, they give it to him at the end of the game, pump fake
Yes,
on
sir.
Kevin Love.
Good W call his teammate Kevin Love. Letting Russ score on you.
The
Good
patience
job.
from patience from Russell Westbrook, which means the Cavs have to call their last timeout, giving them one last chance. But we all know who's taking the final shot. Here we go, 10 seconds left. Kevin Love is about to set the screen. I've seen this play a million times. LeBron pulls up for the win.
Nope.
Oh, LeBron choked. Oh my God. Oh my God, bro, that was so open. And with that, Russ is winning title number 2, which ties him up with KD's real life total. Interestingly enough, he's not winning the Finals MVP with each going to
Bro, you got
Steph,
me looking
but
like
they'll have
Steve
the chance
Ballmer,
to
man.
break that tie. As
Looking
we're now
like
entering
Steve
the third
Ballmer.
and final season Russ is spending in Golden State. He's definitely vaulted his way up the all-time ranks, but with the Warriors losing in the finals in real life during this time, can Russ be the one to change history? Because he would start off once again falling short of a triple-double, but the trade-off is he's once again flying through the playoffs to make it to the conference finals against OKC.
Again?
But unlike the last time, it would be complete domination to the point where KD's played his final game with the franchise as Russ is moving on to the finals. They absolutely despise him in that building. And how could they not? Russ left the team and moved on to something way better, and now he's heading to Toronto, ironically, to try to complete the three-peat, which might be the most insane NBA plot twist ever. I'm just looking
Come on,
forward to
Russ.
the comments. And while ideally this series would be close, Russ would lead the Warriors
Yes, sir.
to not one,
Yes,
not
sir.
two, but 3
Yes,
straight wins
sir.
to set the tone for the series, now being 1 game away from his 3rd title. And now in Game 4, he's making an entire country his enemy. Golden State with a 1-point lead. They're not giving the ball to Steph. Russ pulls up from 3. Oh my God, he's nasty. He's nasty. And with that, he's
Yes,
completed
sir.
the three-peat.
Three-peat.
Something KD wasn't
First
able
one
to
since
achieve
Shaq and Kobe.
during
Yeah.
his time with the team. Who knows where Russ ranks all time, but it's definitely up there, and he might even be vaulting
KD couldn't even run 3 in a row with the Warriors. What do you do?
teammate Steph Curry, as he's now winning his 2nd Finals MVP. He might be the greatest Warrior of all time. And while that might be a little dramatic, he won't really have the chance to prove that notion, as he'll be heading to the fashion capital of the world, New York, to get off some very interesting outfits and pair up with Kyrie in Brooklyn. But in time, while it was clear Russ was living the good life, his basketball career would be taking a major hit.
What
His
happened?
first season is being ended by Philly, led by Ben Simmons, who realized he was 6'10". And that's a wrap. He's benefited from following KD's career path, but right now it's not working
Bro,
out. And
come
with
on.
KD not winning a title in real life since leaving Golden State, you have to wonder if Russ will have the same fate. However, the 2021 season
Hope is
might
on
be
the
the
way.
most interesting to date, because while he and Kyrie are playing well together, they'd see a huge upgrade with the midseason trade for James Harden. It definitely brings the Nets way closer to a potential title, but unlike in real life where the positions were really balanced with KD, the Nets have 3 players who are all capable of running the point. The Warriors weren't a huge team either, but this team's even smaller, and it might come back to bite them. Because while they would storm through the Eastern Conference playoffs pretty easily to make it back to the finals, this is where the height comes into play. Because they'd be heading to LA to challenge LeBron and AD, 2 of the most physically imposing players in the league. Right from the jump, it was clear that the Nets were way too undersized to guard them. Especially James Harden, who's the tallest of the 3 stars, meaning he has to check LeBron, which of course was a disaster. And while Russ is playing well himself, it's just not going to be enough. LeBron and AD would dominate to 3 straight wins to start off the series, and in Game 4, the role players would finish them off. Caruso with the ball. Is Caruso about to...
Dude's not even on the team.
And with that, Russ is losing in the finals for the first time now.
Hey, man knows. Little man even knows, bro.
And with
Look at him.
that, Russ is
Bro,
losing in the
come on.
finals for the first time, now adding to the disappointment since leaving the Warriors. And in the 2022 season, it's not getting any easier. Because with Harden not being a fan of guarding taller players and a huge fan of cheesesteaks, he's forcing his way to Philly with Ben Simmons heading to Brooklyn. The
Huge
only
fan of
plus to all
cheesesteak,
this
bro.
is because Russ is following KD's career path, he's keeping his longevity while he's out in LA trolling.
Please throw the ball from full court.
KD's career path, he's keeping his longevity.
Bro,
while
what
he's
you
out
got
in
KD
LA
doing out here?
But back to Russ, he would finally average a triple-double for the first time, but it's not really helping him out during the playoffs. As just like in real life, the Nets are falling short to Boston, going down 3-2, and eventually losing in 6.
No!
Pass it into Kyrie. He's kind of open, man. Pass it over to Russ. Russ is open. And he passes out of it. He had space.
What are y'all
That is
doing?
the worst possession I've ever seen.
What?
Which means Russ has gone from a 3-peat with the Warriors to a
Y'all
backwards
wanted
3-peat
to
with
lose.
the Nets. Which brings up the question, Does Russ need the Warriors to win? With only 2 seasons left until the cutoff, who knows? But he's running out of time, and the 2023 season would be rough, as Kyrie would be pairing with Luka in Dallas, and Ben Simmons still can't hit water if he fell out of a boat. So with that, Russ would be heading to the Suns, and while he and D-Book are a nice duo, Chris Paul's kind of washed. And the season will ultimately be wasted with the first round.
Hey, look, got swept by the Timberwolves? The Timberwolves?
The fact that they were only the 5th seed to begin with is kind of wild.
Bro, it's ridiculous. Bradley Beal gotta come then. Where's Bradley Beal?
Times and has no major awards since leaving the Warriors. It's extremely confusing as to why it's gone so poorly, but finally, while everything's been trending down, there's actually something to cheer for, as the Suns are stealing Bradley Beal from the Wizards for Chris Paul, which means the Suns finally have a trio that could compete for a title. They are a little undersized, similar to the Nets earlier, but at this point, an upgrade is an upgrade, and because of that, Russ's final season would get off to a good start as he'd average a triple-double. But most importantly, the Suns would make a massive improvement to the 2nd seed, with the only thing left to see is if he can seal the deal in the playoffs and bring home title number 4. It would start off with him easily eliminating his former teammate Kyrie and Dallas and taking care of OKC and Shea easily. Now he's heading to Memphis for the conference finals, where he'd go dunk for dunk with Ja Morant, but in the end, Russ's veteran experience would come through as he'd be defeating them in 6.
I don't like you played the Link music in the background too. You can't fool me, man. I'm familiar with your game.
Turn to the finals. Russ is going to
the Zelda music, not Link, but Zelda.
For I think the 5th or 6th time, and to be precise, it's actually his 5th, because if you forgot, the last time he was here, he was falling short to LeBron while in Brooklyn. But to focus on what's right in front of him, Russ's final.
The Hawks? Bro, what happened? Trae Young got 9-9 defense all of a sudden? What did he do?
Be Atlanta to go up against the Hawks, a team few expect
to the finals.
But because they are, they have to be respected. As of course, they be led by Trae Young, who's firing away from deep. But in the end, he's too small, as Russ would be taking him to the basket over and over. Taking not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 straight games to close out the series with a sweep. Bull is now an NBA champion. Shout out to him. Which means Russ is finishing with 4 championships and 3 finals MVPs, outplaying KD in his own shoes. But what would happen if we gave KD a shot at redemption? Only this time his destinations are going to be reversed, meaning he's starting with the Suns and ending with the Thunder. Click the video on the screen to see if he can—
Yo, shout out to Mad, man. W video.